Today I'm going to be giving you 3 tips that you can use to improve your airs. If you've never done one, you can also implement these steps while trying to attempt an air. One of the biggest mistakes that I see when people are trying to attempt the air is trying to hit the wave like a ramp. And when you do that, you might get some air, but you're not creating a ton of pop. So to learn how to create your own pop, I would suggest learning the ollie and the flats. So the ollie and the flats is going to really teach you how to create your own pop and also just how the ollie and the air work together. So you're going to start at the back of the wave for the ollie, start coming forward, and as you're coming forward, you're going to load that front foot. That's what's going to create that pressure so that you can create pop. So the harder that you load that front foot while having momentum, the more pop you're going to get. Whenever I tell people that while I'm coaching or just giving tips, a lot of people will say, well, I'm worried about digging the nose while I'm loading for the ollie. And my biggest tip for that is as long as you have forward momentum, you can load that front foot pretty hard. But you want to make sure that you're coming forward and towards the boat while you're attempting that ollie. And that's why I always teach starting at the back of the wave for every single trick. Number one, that's going to set you up from the same spot on every trick so that you can keep everything the same on your attempts, or at least as much as you can. So start at the back, start coming forward, load that front foot, and then create that pop by bringing that front knee up to your chest, and that back leg is going to follow. So once you start getting that ollie down, you can start doing it off of the top of the wave. So it's going to be the exact same thing. The only difference is you're doing it off the top or off of the lip of the wave, and that's how you can combine the ollie with the air, and that's really where you're going to see a lot of improvement when you start attempting those airs. The second tip that I have is popping at the top of the wave. So you're going to be loading that front foot as you're coming forward, and then you want to think about popping at the top. So you're going to load that front foot all the way till you get to the top, and then release that front foot and bring those knees to your chest. That way you're popping at the top of the wave. A big problem that I always see is people popping at the bottom to the top. So they're popping at the bottom of the wave while trying to do the air, and what that does, if you think about it, so the bottom of the wave is about a foot or two lower than the top. So if you're popping from the bottom and getting to the top, you're missing out on a lot of pop and a lot of air. So make sure that as you're coming through the top, you don't start bringing the knees to your chest until you get through the top of the wave. And before we get into the third tip, I just wanted to tell you that I have a free 3-step guide to constant progression at the link in my bio. You can get it completely free. It's going to set you up for success and teach you all the fundamentals that you need so that you can progress forever. So the third tip is, once you start getting that ollie and the flats down and you're creating your own pop while popping at the top of the wave, you can start to incorporate things that will maybe help you get a bit more height on the air. So the most important thing when doing an air is really timing and make sure that you're not rushing it. So a lot of people will think that the faster they go, the more height they're going to get, which kind of makes sense, but if your timing is wrong and you're not creating your own pop by doing that ollie and you're not popping at the top of the wave, there's no point in trying to do it faster, because then your upper and lower body aren't working together and you're going to lose a lot of momentum. So as you come through on that air, as you're popping, you want to think about bringing your upper body up, and as you bring your upper body up, you're going to bring your knees to your chest. So as you bring your knees to your chest, that's going to bring your board closer to your upper body, and that's going to just result in a bigger air overall. So the higher you get your upper body while still being able to bring those knees to your chest, the more height you're going to get on your air. And this is something that you can do that will really improve your air, the height on your air, kind of the execution too. If you're starting to feel really comfortable, you can even add a grab with one of your hands. Either one is fine, but bring the knees to your chest and try to almost land over the board as you're coming down. That way you're right in the push of the wave and you're not falling out of the back or getting pushed out and away from the wave. So really focus on, number one, creating your own pop, and if you don't know how to do that, do the ollie and the flats to learn that. Number two, pop at the top of the wave, and then once you have those first 2 things down, think about bringing your knees to your chest, and that's just going to result in a bigger air. The air is one of my favorite tricks, like I said in the beginning of this video, and it does take some time to learn. It's one of those tricks where you're going to be doing it forever and they're always going to be improving, but you want to do as much as you can to improve every day. So implementing those 3 steps is really going to help you on your air. If you want to get the free 3-step guide to constant progression, This will also set you up for success for the air because it's going to teach you all about proper alignment and just kind of the basic fundamentals of wake surfing. That way, when you are attempting those harder tricks and starting to progress, you're set up for success in the beginning. So if you want that, it's completely free at the link in my description. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.